Today is Friday, September 30th, 2022. It is also day 437 of web development. And yesterday I worked on this thing on the left. It's the landing page. The theme is like we create 3D models for you, and it's looking like this. Yesterday I did this and then also the modal. So if I click on the menu, it pops up the modal with navigation links. And if I do X or I click on the X, it disappears. The goal for today is to add a card UI, so basically some cards that contains like images of modals, not of modals, I mean of 3D models that are clickable, which is going to be on the same landing page. And then the goal is when I click on models, it just leads me to that, it just scrolls down to the landing page. And also note this is not desktop responsive at all. It's only mobile for now because I always work mobile first, always, as if I've been doing it for years. No, and literally recently I've been starting working mobile first, then going to web dev, I mean desktop view. All right, I'm just trying to figure out, okay, so this is it. So I have my container that contains my showcase, which contains my content, which is all this stuff. So I have a header, I have a showcase, and then I have a modal, which I'm going to leave last at the end. So what I also want on here is a div. I'm going to call it grid because it's going to be a grid. And it's going to have a div. I'm going to give this a class of card. So let me just go to CSS and start styling these things here. Scroll down. So I have dot card. I'm going to give it a border of 5 pixels in thickness, solid line border, and then white line. Then I should see that. Or not. Let's see, make sure I have it, give it as a height. I don't know, I'll do 50 pixels, width 50 pixels. Run that. Oh, it's because this is the wrong thing. Hold up, let me open it up here. There we go. Okay, now I can see the box. All right, so that's the card. I'm also going to give the grid a border as well. So I'm going to do yellow for the card, or actually the grid is going to be white, and then the card is going to have a yellow border. All right, so that's what it looks like. So that's my little grid, and so I would want to have 3 cards, and so I'm going to go to my HTML and just do 3 of these, honestly. And then I'll also give them IDs because I would want to change the background for each of them individually. So that means I'm going to have to target them individually, and that means I'm going to have to give them an ID. I don't have to, but I'd rather that. Okay, so then the cards, I want them to have a thumbnail, and then I want them to have, I don't know, what kind of theme do I want to go for? I could have like, I could use CSS gradients. I can have a card. And let's just see. So I'll have a thumbnail first. So div class thumbnail. And then so I'm gonna have the picture of the 3D model, which is gonna go in the thumbnail, which is the class of thumb. And then I'll also have an H1 for like the name of the model. And then I'm not sure if I want to have a button or if I just want to make the card itself clickable. But if I make the card itself clickable, it would probably have to be in a link if I'm going to do it with CSS. And if not, then I'm going to have to leave it like that and then use JavaScript to make it clickable. What to do? I think I'm going to leave it. I think I'm going to use it with JavaScript because I need to, do more JavaScript. So, let me run this, reload. We should have 3, yellow boxes because that's what the cards are. And then I think what I'll do, let me see. I'll go ahead and go to CSS, give the cards, well, actually I'll go to grid, give it a display grid so it has, its display, and then I'll say, okay, I want grid template columns, I want there to be one column, so one FR, same thing as 100%, one column. And then I want grid template rows to be automatic. And then let me get rid of the height and the width for the cards and see what that does. Okay. Let me go to HTML and then copy this inside stuff in here and the rest of the cards as well. There we go. And then I would also want, where's my CSS? Anything inside the card for now to be white so I could see it. Are you serious? Okay. So then I would have to actually access the card. So I'll do doc card H1s, say color white. There we go. Okay. And then I could go back up here and get the background color. It's just that it's not consistent, which is an issue. And I could just paste that into the grid so that it extends all the way downwards. Beautiful. And then let's see, what else can we do? Let me work with the thumbnails. So I have to target the thumbnails for each card. So card one, so hashtag card one, and then dot thumb, which is going to be the picture. And I'll do this for the rest of them. And really at this point, I actually have to pick a picture. So background, URL, and then I'll have to paste in the URL. So I think I'm going to go here to my models because that's kind of the idea. I think this one goes into theme. So I'll download this one. Although I'm not sure if I want to download um with the background or transparent. I should have downloaded these as transparent. Okay, what am I doing again? Oh yeah. Okay, so downloading this. Let's see what that looks like. I'm gonna download the Dino one as well. Let's see. Not sure if it fit the theme because it's blue, but I mean, there's a little bit of blue. I think I'll just do this one as well. Timmy Turner's room. Download. All right. Okay. So now I'll go here and upload a file and I'll just upload these. Okay, great. Just trying to upload these three here. Okay. And then just wait for them to upload and then rename them. All right. Okay. So this one, I'm going to rename it to just be like IMG1. Then this one, rename that to IMG2. This one, rename to IMG3. All right, and then I'm going to go back to CSS and then just put this one to be img.img1.png. Let me do the same thing for this one. This one just changes to 2, changes to 3. We'll see which order we like best though. And it probably is not going to show up because I didn't give them a width and height. So I'm trying to think. If I want the cards to be a certain width and height, I could say, okay, well, the height could be, well, maybe, first of all, let me give them a gap. So I could do a gap, 1 EM, so there's spacing in between each of the cards, each of the yellow boxes. All right, so we got that. And then as for the height, I could do, I just don't want to do, I can control this with the grid template rows. So I could do 1FR, 1FR, 1FR. Let's see what that gives us. So to kind of, I think that's the same thing as automatic. Yeah, I would have to give it a certain height, the grid to have a certain height so that it could actually work. So if I do like 800 pixels, then it would work. It would change the size of the cards because it's separating the 800 pixels into 3 equally spaced columns, as so. Right, so that works that way. And then the width, I guess I could change that here. Be like width, I don't know. What do I do? 50%, 25%, 30%? Ooh, that's too little. So we could do 50%. Let me see what that looks like. That's too small. How about 80%? And then I go and get the grid. Do I want it to be that small though? That's a good question. How do I center them? Hold up. Place items, center. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, so the height kind of was disregarded now. Not sure why that happened. Is it because it was let me see. What if I do place content center? No, that doesn't do anything. It says place items center, but then the height doesn't work anymore. So I have to find out why exactly. Let me think. I would have to give this a certain height then, instead of like not 50%. What would be um 800 divided by 3? It's like almost 300. So 266. And so that means I don't want to do it in percentage. So if I do like 260 pixels, let's see what that does. Yeah. It's more than the grid container, which is an issue. But I think that's kind of how I want it. Or maybe I want it to be more. I could do more. I could do 300 pixels. Or I could actually be, wait, I could actually have it be the entirety of a screen. But no, I feel like that's too much. So I'll leave it just like that. And I'll go ahead and reload it. And I think I'm gonna leave it there. And then what I'll do is to kind of fix the background, I'm gonna select background and also put it, oh, it already is on the container. Oh, I need to change the grid's height. So let's do, can I just do minimum content so that it reaches downwards? There we go. Okay, that's great. So, yeah. All right, so where's the thumbnail though? The thumbnail, I have to give it a height. So I'll do height, um, I could do like 80%. Let's see what that looks like in the first one. And then I'll have to make sure to fix that as background size cover to cover the entirety of the container. So well, the image covers the entirety of the container, which in this case is the thumbnail. So there we go. And then I would just have to use background position to say something like center so that it's positioned centered and not whatever that is right now. There we go. And then what I could do is, I don't even know what to do. The background. So the background card, I want it to be, I don't know if I want it to be white or like linear gradient. What do I want it to be? I could try white, see what that gives me. But then I would have to change the color of everything else of the H1s. Whoa. Okay, so, and then I would actually give it a border radius of like 30 pixels so that it's round, the borders. Ew, actually, never mind. I don't like that. What if I do 40 pixels? Nope, that's like so ugly. All right, we're getting rid of that and we're leaving it as squares, sharp lines. And let's see. If that's the case, then I could do change the color to be black again. I would even go as far as to copying the font family over here and placing that for the H1 as well. And then reloading that. All right. So I think that's good. I just don't like it. What if I do like a, what if I just do a border instead of a background? What if I don't have a background and then I just have a border that's like very thin, so like 2 pixels, and it's like, I don't know, the color red. Save that, reload, see what that looks like. That's like so bad. All right, so definitely not what we're gonna do. I'm just trying to figure out a nice way. Figma would be helpful right now. Or planning this before would have been helpful. All right, so what I think I'm gonna do is remove the background of the pictures just like I did yesterday with the one above. And yeah, so let me do that real quick. All right, so I'm gonna delete these. And then I'll just re-upload the ones that I just downloaded. So this one, and I think I'm good with the other one. Wait, no, I didn't mean to. Wow. Hold up. Upload file. There should be one called IMG1. Alright, and then this one, I don't know, it could be renamed IMG2. And this one could be renamed to IMG3. Let me go here to CSS and the height, paste that in here as well so that both of, I mean, not both of them, but all of them are visible. And let's see what that looks like. All right, so then I also have to paste these in there as well. Reload, see what that looks like. Okay. I just don't like that they're different sizes, which is a problem. Like the middle one is way too big, and I know that because I extended the floor while I was making it, so I'm not sure I like that, but whatever. All right, I think I'm gonna stay or go with this. I don't know. I don't know. Um, only thing is when I hover over them, I think I'm gonna get rid of the border, save that, reload, and then my thing is when I hover over them, I would want um it to transform, so like become bigger, which I'm not sure how to do. So let's see. I would also want the H1 to have a font size that's slightly smaller than what it is now, so maybe 16 pixels. All right, and then besides that, oh, it's too small. Besides that, I think I want it to be at the center, obviously, which I'm trying to think if it's in the card has a display of nothing, so I could do display flex and then justify content center to align, so not align things, but justify the items horizontally. There we go. Oh, but then the cards disappear. Isn't that great? What if I do align items center to align the items at the center as well? Let me think. Flex direction. Flex direction, no. Oh yes, flex direction column. It's there, but then I don't see the actual images. That's weird. Okay, so let's get rid of display flex. And instead, I could just manually move the H1 to be either text align center. That usually works if the H1 container, not container, but borders 100%. Okay, there we go. That works. And then let me just go and call them different things. So the first one's gonna be like, I don't know, living room. This one's gonna be a diner, 50s diner. And then the bottom one would be Timmy Turner's room. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, this could probably be a little bit smaller, so let's do 20 pixels, see what that looks like. I think that's better. And then not only that, but when I hover over it, I want the image to be bigger, which I'm not exactly sure how to do without breaking the width of it. I don't know. I don't know. But it's not as if I can make the thumb bigger. I could do, let's see. Alright, I think I have an idea. So I can use overflow hidden because it actually, let me actually do it and explain. I always talk and then it doesn't make sense. Um, where is the actual, okay, so CSS, right? So when I hover over the thumb, so thumb hover, I want there to be a transition. Or, no, I could just do, I want the width to get bigger. What even is the width for the thumbnail? 380% thumbnail, so 90%, and then the height to get bigger as well. I gave it height of 80%, so I'll do a height of 90%. See what that gives me. And then I'll set at the top overflow to hidden so that it's responsive, so that the width doesn't actually extend beyond that the screen. I'm trying to scroll down, it's not letting me. Oh, that doesn't work. So, you know what I'll do? I'll put overflow hidden on the grid itself because it's not letting me scroll down. Where is the grid? Here. Let's see, would that be the same thing? It's not even letting me. What if I do one card? If I do hashtag card one dot thumb hover and then do this, would it work? No. So what if I set it automatically to be with, I don't know, 400 pixels and then height? If the height of the card is 300 pixels, then I'll do something like, no, that's too much. 150 pixels? Huh, that doesn't actually work. Oh, how would I do this? If there's one thing I'm not good at, CSS animations. I barely even covered that. So I think that's what I'm gonna focus on for the next few weeks, CSS animation, because I literally cannot. And this is not even animating, it's just normal stuff and it doesn't even work. Hmm. Um, what if instead of the thumbnail, I make the card itself bigger? And then what's the card? With 80% height, 300 pixels. So then I'll say with 90%. And then height 400 pixels. Even then, really? Let me see. If I give this card 1 a border, 5 pixels solid white, and I hover over it, nothing happens. So because I have overflow hidden on the grid, no, that's so weird. Oh, I didn't tell it when I hover over it. I'm so confused. So it's not working. I wonder why. It's not targeting the actual card 1. That's interesting. What if I just do it for all the cards? So dot card, when I hover over the card. Nope, doesn't work either. That's so weird. What if I do Z index 33? Doesn't even matter what number it is, because it's not making sense that it's not doing anything. That is so odd. Alright, never mind then. I guess we're just gonna leave it like that or something. Um, you know what I could do though? Position relative to its previous position from the top, go -2 pixels. And I'll just put that, where am I gonna put that? Under here. Hmm. When I hover over it, it should go from the top -2 pixels. And that's not working. That means, and this always works, so that means that it's not actually targeting, or at least I'm targeting the wrong thing. Let me go to HTML. So I have my card and I have my thumbnail. They're all inside the grid. It's so weird. And I don't know the Z index of them. What if I do CSS and I go to the grid and give it a Z index 999? Still not working. Well, that's it. I'm not gonna spend too much time on that. So let me get rid of this because apparently it doesn't even want to work. I'm just not sure why it's not selecting it, but okay. I'll get rid of the border for the grid as well, just to kind of see the final result. All right. I really want to kind of use another model for the second one because it's like too big, but whatever. So I think this is fine. Or not. The modal doesn't even go all the way down. Although maybe that's not necessary because on mobile, let me see. Maybe this is happening because I'm actually getting rid of the, I'm trying to think, the containers showcase, or am I? Maybe not. No, I'm not. If I could just get rid of the showcase with JavaScript when I click on the modal, right, let me try to see if I can give this in JavaScript. Hold on, HTML. Did I give it an ID? Let me give it an ID of showcase, then go to JS, target it, so variable showcase from the DOM document, dot get element by ID, showcase. So I'm getting the showcase, and then what I'll do is put that up here, and then let's see. When I pull up the block, I would also want the showcase dot style dot display to be none so that it disappears and then the grid would go up. So let me reload and see what happens. So if I do this, yeah, the showcase disappears, but it's still not enough to get rid of the grid entirely. I could also tell it to, what can I tell it to do? I could remove the header, but I don't think I can because it has a display of let's see, the header, yeah, it has a display of flex, so I can't do that because that's gonna be too much work. I mean, I can do that, but then I'm gonna have to make it another container. It's like, no. So let's see, and then I could just extend the height of the red screen, but then because, you know what? Let me try that. Let me try that. So get rid of this, get rid of that, reload, and then I'll just go into CSS. And then, what am I doing again? The modal. And then the height, it can't be 100% anymore. And I'm not sure it could be minimum content because it doesn't have minimum content. I don't know. What could I make it? If I do 200%, that's just going to be a little too much. Yeah, and it's not really going to do anything but put the modal stuff a little bit down here. I mean, it works, but it doesn't work because this happens. So, you know what? I think I'm going to leave it like that. Another thing I have to figure out. This is good. I'm learning what I need to learn. All right. So, um yeah, that's it. And then last thing would be to get the menu, not the menu, the models. So when I click on the models, where is it? Where's the navigation? Oh, here. So when I click on this, I actually wanted to go to models, not the models, the grid. So I'm going to give the ID, the grid an ID of models, so that when I click on this link, it brings me to the grid. So let me reload. If I click on models, it brings me there. But here's the thing, I want the thing to disappear. Also, when I click on any link, that's a whole nother thing. Oh, great. That's another thing I have to figure out with JavaScript. So when I click on any link, so variable on menu click. All right, so I'm gonna do, for now, I'm just gonna give this an ID of click and then go to JS and then target it. So I'll do variable click is equal to document dot get element by ID, click. So I'll do the same thing. Copy this function, be like on link click. Oh, maybe I'll just do like link instead. Where is it? And then what do I want to happen? So on link click, I want the modal display to be none. So then I'll tell it to actually pay attention. So link dot add event listener. So it's gonna wait for it to be clicked on, and when it's clicked on, it's gonna pass this function. All right, let me save that, reload. So if I open this up, oh, still reloading. Okay. So if I open this up and I click on models, beautiful, it disappears and it also brings me to the grid. Beautiful. Yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to do. So yeah, I haven't done it for home because I probably should do it for home. It doesn't really matter. Home is the same page that it's on. Home is the same thing as just closing. I could do that also. So, yeah, but I'm not gonna do it. All right, so it's kind of it for today. I got the grid, not the grid done, the card UI. Although it's not a card, I thought it was gonna be a card, but I decided to go for like just the image itself and the title. And then I should probably work on animations. But oh, view models should also lead to the hashtag models. Where is that? So view models should lead to models as well. So if I reload, click on view models, it should bring me reload to here. Beautiful. All right, that's kind of it for today. Um, I'm just gonna change this to I create because at this point, I mean, I created all of these, so I'd be like, I create 3D models of your dream interiors. And then, mod 3D. Do I want to change the logo to be like something like S mods? You know, Sarai mods. Nope, that looks really bad. Oh, SM, get it? My first name, last name. That's cute. Smods. Oh, wow, I'll make a smod for you. Does that sound good? I can do lowercase, like smods. I think I'm gonna keep it like that. Smods. It's gonna be my thing. I'll make a smod for you. Alright, so a 3D model, get it? So smods, that's where it came from. Anyway, that's it for today. I'm gonna go now. Not really sure what I'm gonna do for part 3. I think I'm gonna do a contact form. Not really a contact form. I don't think anybody does that at this point. I'll do contact, and then maybe when I click on contact, um, either another modal. No, that's for web. Or I'll just do something at the bottom here where like put a link of my Twitter, I don't know. And then what I want it to be so when I click on the living room, it takes me to this page. So like a link to this. All right, so yeah, that's it for this part, and that's for next part, and I'm gonna go now. Bye.